Litherland. I'm CMO at Motan, and I'd like to present to you a little bit what we're presenting at the CASE show, specifically for extrusion. Before we go and look at the products, I'll give you a little bit of an introduction to what's been happening at Motan. And if you look behind me, one of the first things you'll notice is, if you do know us as a company, that the logo's changed. Up to now, we've been called Motan Colortronic, for a good reason. For the last years, we've always sold Motan and Colortronic equipment alongside each other. At the end of last year, we transferred the last Colortronic products and over to Motan. So it now means that really it makes sense that we present ourselves again as Motan and as a market leader in the field of materials handling, for injection molding, for extrusion, and for compounding. In addition to that, last July, we had a new member of the group. That was Boulder Automation GmbH, and we will now be renaming Boulder Automation to Motan Extrusion Engineering. And what I'll be doing later on in this film is presenting Alexander Dienst, the Managing Director of Boulder, and he can explain a little bit about the equipment that now has been integrated into the Motan product family. What we have at Motan are basically three product lines: conveying of the material, dosing and mixing of the material, and drying of it. And obviously, as a root above all of that, the control systems that belong to those products, but also to your system. What I'd like to do here, and you can see a small selection behind me of hopper loaders, which we use for lots of different applications. From very small throughputs, maybe for a catheter tube, let's say like looking at this unit here, this is a classic medical loader for very small throughput applications, but very demanding applications, right the way up to the end of the line, where we have loaders designed for high throughputs and for different types of bulk material, be it flake, powder, or dusty regrind. After our conveying products, I'm going to show you now a typical dryer that we offer. Now, this dryer that you see here is a dryer. We've got two drying bins in this example. For extrusion, in a lot of applications, we don't have any drying at all. But there are applications where we need to offer drying, and in those cases, that the dryer that you'd be looking at would typically be far larger. This is just an example that we have here for the exhibition. We need to save space, so it's a smaller one. This is typically for injection molding. But the principle is just the same. Any of those materials that are either hygroscopic or they have fillers in them need to be dried. And this is what we would then be doing with this product here. So to our third product line, which is dosing and mixing, critical for extrusion. And we offer lots of different types of products for different applications. So for standard extrusion, where you're looking at dosing and mixing predominantly granulate or flake or regrind, then you'd see something like this. This is a typical gain and weight dosing mixing unit. This is the Gravicolor. What's special about this Gravicolor is that we're also showing it with a new control, which is developed specifically for extrusion. And I'll introduce you a little bit later on to Alexander Dienst, our Managing Director for Motan Extrusion Engineering. These loss in weight gravimetric material hoppers are basically there for throughput control. If you have a volumetric dosing mixing unit, you might put one of these above here, or you could use it as a system as shown here with some dosing screws underneath. But basically, this is a critical component to any extrusion system that you would normally have in operation. And lastly, in the area of dosing mixing, what I'm showing you here is our Spectra Plus dosing and mixing unit. This is a loss in weight system. It's designed not just for granules and granulate and flake, but also for powders and liquids. So sticky, hard to flow materials, we would use a product like this then to dose those types of material. So it's more designed for twin screw extrusion or compounding. This is the type of product that we would then have in use. As I mentioned earlier, we have a new member of the Motan family, and that is Boulder Automation. We're in the process of renaming the company to Motan Extrusion Engineering. And my colleague here, Alexander Dienst, is the Managing Director of currently still Boulder Automation, soon to be Extrusion Engineering then at Motan. Now, it's important that you can meet Alex because Alex is going to be, or is, absolutely our experts on extrusion. And with the introduction of Boulder Automation, we can now offer a far wider product portfolio to you in the extrusion market, but also we can offer a lot more technically based, if you like, solutions which are extrusion specific. So I'm going to hand over now to Alex, and Alex can talk you a little bit through some of the new products that we have on the stand for extrusion. Okay, yeah, over to you, sure. Alex.
Thank you, Carl. First of all, we are here in front of the Gravicolor, and what do? We did some control updates. We built in a new Siemens PLC or a Siemens I/O module, so that the machine constructor, OEM, or the machine or the producer, which already uses Siemens parts, has the possibility to do the diagnostics on the modules, and also to have it more in a unique way throughout his complete automation. So the step forward is then you go from the machine more towards the material handling, and here especially for the Gravicolor. So the opportunity is more data, more easy data exchange inside also the Siemens programming and the Siemens hardware. Now I'd like to show you some of the HMI and the systems we offer yet now. And this is the Gravimaster 321 for co-extrusion. It's a PLC system, an HMI system for running machines in a matter of line or weight per meter control. This is an example for the HMI, which is designed for 2 extruders and 1 haul-off. And you see here it's also equipped with a master function. So for retrofitting older machines, for example, which uses potentiometer cascades, this could be suited and also trained for the operator, and they can handle the machine the way they are used to. And this system runs the extruders, gets information from the machine, puts the outputs to the machine, how fast the extruders should run to reach their throughput, and in other terms goes for the calculation for weight per meter, and then also is able to run a weight per meter control in terms of throughput for the whole extruders. So the setup of the machine is handled here in some kind of recipe. The operator gets informations where to put the speeds on, and the system measures the throughput and gives the operator the information and values back, so that he can decide whether the product is now in the range it should be and run for production, and also counting the units. So now I want to show you an example of our biggest size control and visualization for co-extrusion. Here you see this is as a regular panel and a PC behind with the software on it to exchange data to the PLC and to the PLC. As you see on this screen, it's a solution for a co-extrusion line for 1 to 6 extruders or 1 to 7 extruders in a regular basis. And here you have an overview of the extruders. You can run the extruders per speed, switch over to throughput control, and also have the possibility to enter your recipes and to show the product recipes and the actual status. So on this screen you have an overview of the extruders, your speeds, and also you see the mass flow which is measured and the mass flow which is a set point. On the main screen, for example, you have more general overview of your production site, You see also the extruders. You see that there's a loss in weight hopper, and there's a batch blender before, which has 4 components enabled, and you also see the material conveying. You see vacuum pumps, you see actuals and set points, and in a more general way, you could also think of a solution which sets up the thickness, set points, and run the production line in terms of thickness.